Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Emergency Management Associates, Part 2, Thursday, July 16th, 2026. Welcome back to our program. We got cut off again the second time this week. We got cut off by YouTube for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we got cut off. Now, guys, if you just give me a second, I'm going to try to reboot our program as we're coming on the air right now. Tina Johnson's here. Says, hey everyone. GBY, good to see everybody. Appreciate you, Tina. Thank you for being here. We had quite a number of people here a few minutes ago. We come back on the air with part 2 of our program. If you missed part 1, you can go back in a little while and watch part 1 of our program. Part 1 of our program, we talked significantly about what happened with the loss of a federal law enforcement officer on Monday in Louisiana. We talked about a major earthquake down in New Zealand. We talked about a lot of other large earthquakes around the globe in the southern hemisphere, as well as the northern hemisphere in southwestern Alaska. We talked about some minor earthquakes around British Columbia, Canada. We've been talking about Washington State and the Cascadia region before we got cut off on the air. We got cut off the air just a little while ago. I'm sorry about that. I, again, don't know what happened. Have no idea. Again, this is the second time they've done it in the past week. But we're here back on the air again. I hope we can get a fall in here as well. But needless to say, we have a few more things we want to talk about today. Okay? Again, to start off this program, we talked about a federal law enforcement officer, a U.S. Marshal that lost his life hunting down a fugitive. They caught the fugitive, and the fugitive fired shots at the fugitive's bedroom, hit the federal officer, and he succumbed to his injuries. He left behind a wife and 2 children, as well as a long list of law enforcement family he left behind as well. We talked about the very strong earthquake in the south part of South Island of New Zealand as well. Came out as a 6.4 earthquake. They downgraded to a 5.9 early this morning. And it happened actually last night, about 9:30 p.m. in New Zealand. We talked about earthquakes in the South Pacific. Talked about earthquakes in Japan. We talked about earthquakes over in southwestern Alaska, going down into Washington State and Oregon as well. Now, guys, they're not showing much of anything at all in Oregon or Washington. To get the full beef of what happened today in the Cascadia region, you have to go over into the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network data and pull up the seismograms. You're not going to find anything else unless you go out and read the seismograms, where you're going to see minor tremors and see plenty of earthquakes. You're also going to see a lot of other interesting information as well. I don't have the time to go into it right now because we spent that time earlier talking about it in the first part of this program. Right now, I want to talk about some smoky conditions and rainy conditions that are happening right now in Alberta, Canada. Lots and lots of rain in Alberta, Canada. In fact, in Alberta, Canada, guys, flooding conditions. You can only see the top of the roofs in these pictures here. Flooding conditions in Alberta, Canada. They've had monsoonal conditions in Alberta, Canada, Western Canada. Rain all over the area. Look at this. Rain flooding the highways. Major highways in all the cities there in Alberta, Canada. Over in the farmlands also being flooded. Here in Canada, Western Canada, farmers have lost all their plantings. All the seeds that they planted in the late spring and actually early spring, late spring, and early summer, it's gone. It's gone. The monsoon rains have flooded the farmland. This is not good. The farmers depend on the farmland to sow their crops. The people depend on food from the farmland. It's not going to happen this year. The farmers lost out. The people also lost out. Canada will be importing food this summer and the rest of this year into next year. They'll be importing it probably through either Canada, other parts of Canada, or the United States and even China. Even China, guys, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Alberta, Canada is flooded. Totally and absolutely flooded. Also, we have a lot of smoke. We have fire in Western Canada. Fire in Western Canada. Let's go to an ABC News report I've got for you. Or actually, not ABC, but Fox News here in Cleveland talk about the smoke coming out of Canada. You're going to want to see this.
This is prompting massive plumes of wildfire smoke to creep into many major Northeast cities, and that smoke is seriously deteriorating air quality. AQI alerts are already in place across a dozen states, affecting more than 120 million Americans, and that includes the city of Cleveland. That's where we find Fox weather correspondent Katie Byrne. Katie, you are just downwind of Lake Erie, so Cleveland is one of the cities that's going to be hardest hit by the worst of the air quality yet again today.
Yeah, and you can already see things are looking really gray here. We've got smoke just hanging in the air. When you pan up over to the top of these buildings, you can see it a little bit better, but the smell of the smoke is something that you definitely won't miss. It's intense, and some people I'm noticing are coughing as they're walking to work this morning. On occasion, I feel a little dryness in my throat, but not seeing a lot of people wearing masks, and in fact, some tell me they didn't even know that this Canadian wildfire smoke was moving into the area today.
Of us, but then as soon as I got down again, the same smell, and this is just like a foggy thing. I didn't know what I thought it was a fog, but I don't know if it's the smoke. Yeah. But it smells really bad.
Yeah, you can't help but notice that smell, and I think people are trying to figure out what exactly is going on right now. A lot of people, when I share with them where it's coming from, say they're going to be spending the rest of the day inside as much as they can. And we really know that the Midwest and the Northeast are expected to see some of the thickest smoke today. Right now, almost 900 active wildfires are burning across Canada. And this is what it looked like as a train crew moved through northern Ontario. You could see flames pushing right up against the train car before the crew there was safely evacuated. We have warnings about unhealthy air conditions stretching from Minnesota to New Hampshire and Cape Cod. This is the worst air a lot of people have been or will breathe in years. So definitely something people are going to notice and talk about today, but we know that smoke is expected to drift south with the wind, and forecasters are saying relief is on the way with rain and storms moving to the region tomorrow. So I think people will be excited about that, because right now we are in the thick of it, literally.
The Ohio EPA issuing a statewide air quality alert, Katie. And the other thing, too, is, yes, it does have impacts to, our health and our respiratory systems, but even driving for your morning commute, you could have a reduced visibility. Is that what you're also noticing?
That's a great point. Yeah, I think that people are definitely not missing what's happening today. And interestingly, I've asked some locals who were here in the same area yesterday for work if the conditions kind of got worse today or what things were like yesterday. People say there really wasn't much that they noticed yesterday at all. So a stark difference today with that smoke moving in and just kind of sitting over us. The smell is strong, and the smoke, you just can't miss it.
Yeah, that is when you want to try to limit your time outside. Fox weather correspondent Katie Byrne joining us from Cleveland this morning.
Okay, it's unreal, guys. It's really bad. It's very, very bad. It's not getting any better, in fact. Not at all. Flash flooding in Alberta, Canada. Flash flooding in Texas as well. Terrible conditions.
I can literally pull my breasts up to any level I want. From heavy and droopy to nicely shaped and compressed instantly. This bra has an innovative custom...
I stopped it. I'm sorry. Sorry, ladies. Sorry, guys. I stopped it. Anyways, over here in western Texas here, the National Weather Service out of Austin, Texas, Austin and San Antonio, Texas, has extended flash flood emergency for Kerrville, Texas, until 7 p.m. tonight, Central Daylight Time, which is another half hour from now. Please do not attempt to travel unless you're fleeing an area due to flooding or under an evacuation order. Unreal, guys. This is very, very bad. Very, very bad, guys. Horrible, horrible, horrible bad in Texas. Very bad. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to Alberta, Canada for just a minute. My buddy Arnold Smith is here from Alberta County. He's one of our moderators on the channel. Record number of tornadoes in Alberta for 2026 as well. They've had thunderstorms, they've had monsoonal rains. It's huge. Summertime in Alberta usually consists of wildfire smoke, but this year has been different. Several parts of Alberta province have been hit by storms. Edmonton was hammered by record-breaking rain in June, and right now it's on its way to doing it again this month. Alberta was actually on one of a kind trend of getting drier and drier each year until this year. This year's kind of outlier. Very different. Alberta's capital city saw 264 millimeters of rain in June, smashing the record of 216 millimeters in 1914. About 360 millimeters of rain have fallen in June and July so far. 360 millimeters of rain, that's a lot of rain. And yet the city's set to break a summer record of 417 millimeters from 1953. It's going to get even more rain. Now, Arnold was talking about tornadoes. About 25 tornadoes have been recorded across the province this year. Alberta and Saskatchewan province usually see 16 tornadoes combined each year. Already they've had 25. It's almost like the American Midwest. They get crazy tornadoes and weather all spring, summer, and into the autumn times in the central United States. And now it's shifted north into the Canadian prairie this year. In the past few weeks, rain in Edmonton has flooded streets, downed power lines, and damaged recreation facilities. It's huge. Arnold Smith is in the chat saying Saskatchewan and Manitoba are in worse shape. I can only imagine. I've been in Manitoba, Canada before when I lived in North Dakota. I visited up there in Manitoba on several occasions. I love that area. My family lived there as well. Now, they said that the several parts of Yellowhead Trail Freeway, which we showed you a few minutes ago, was closed for flooding after the early Wednesday storm. Let me bring up that picture again. Right there. Okay. The Yellowhead Trail Freeway was closed for flooding after an early Wednesday storm. That's pretty bad over in Alberta, Canada. That's horrible. That's horrible. And now they've had those very bad fire over in Ontario, Canada, and all that smoke coming down into the United States, into Cleveland, Ohio, even down in the eastern United States, in Washington, in Maine, in Massachusetts, down into Virginia, and even down here in North Carolina, we're suffering from smoke from Canada. Tons of smoke from Canada, guys. Tons of it. Tons of it. It's horrible. Okay? Now, we talked about all kinds of nasty stuff earlier, including that murder of the police officer. I want to talk about a couple over in New Jersey. This man was a resident of New Jersey. He married a Canadian person from Alberta, unfortunately. This woman overstayed her visa here in the United States, and then she assaulted a 10-year-old female. The police picked her up, and all of a sudden, ICE showed up. ICE showed up. In New Jersey, it's a sanctuary state. Fortunately for the ICE, they showed up. And it turns out this woman had warrants for her arrest. She'd overstayed her visa. The United States ICE picked her up, and now she's on her way back to Canada as we speak. Incredible. Incredible. Now, we talked about what's going on in Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon. It's happened there as well. Okay. We talked about that man from Texas that assaulted I think she was a 16-year-old female in Texas. Then he got out of jail there. A liberal judge released him from Texas. He went into Louisiana and he got caught there. He should never have gotten released in Texas. He assaulted a woman in Texas. He assaulted a child in Louisiana. Then he also assaulted a female partner. He'd had multiple warrants for his arrest. ICE, the marshal's office, the Torpedo Sheriff's Office there in Louisiana found him. They had warrants for his arrest. They went in and got him cornered in his house. He opened fire and killed a U.S. Marshal. He's never been allowed to even be out of jail. A felon in possession of a weapon. Killed one of our federal police officers. Could have been a sheriff's office. Could have been a police officer. Instead, he got a U.S. Marshal. Very sad state. These liberal judges that I talked about in the first part of our program, they should be going to jail. The judges should be going to jail, guys. Any judge that releases a felon or any kind of prisoner, releases them from their custody, they should also go to jail. Judges should be held responsible for their actions. Period. I don't care whether it's here in the U.S., Canada, or anywhere else. If you release a felon, release any kind of criminal, you should be also going to jail yourself. Period. And a discussion about that. It's sad. Sad. As I stated, there's flooding in Texas. Flash flooding in Texas. 3 creeks in the Guadalupe River overflowed with heavy rainfall in Kerrville, Texas overnight. Right now, the flooding is receding in Kerrville, Texas. The Guadalupe River remains at flood stage, and officials are continuing to monitor the creeks and rivers around the Guadalupe River. Kerrville and Kerr County are holding a news conference now. They've declared a disaster in those areas due to the flooding. Officials have requested state and federal assistance. At least one person has died in the flash flooding in Texas Hill Country, as large, deadly floodwaters continue to surge down the rivers and creeks. The Guadalupe River at Comfort, Texas rose 25 feet in 1 hour time period. The Guadalupe River rose 25 feet in over 1 hour's time period, as slow-moving streams dropped more than several inches of rain. About a year's worth of rain has already fallen in southern Texas. It's unclear what the ultimate scope of the devastation will be in Texas, or how this event will compare to last year's 4th of July flooding, which left more than 130 people dead, including 25 girls, 2 counselors at Camp Mystic. Floodwaters are still running through Texas Hill Country, and rescuers are still going through that area, pulling people out of the water. Now, another heavy part of rain is still going to possibly even into tomorrow night. Another wave of heavy rain is still possible even into tomorrow night. Now, with that said, we're going to get heavy rain here by the weekend, here on the East Coast. All this rain that you've been seeing over in Texas, over in the Midwest, is going into the East Coast by this weekend. All of us here on the East Coast need to be prepared for what's going to happen. You need to be prepared for what's going to happen, guys. Heavy rain and possibility of tornadoes as well. Be prepared. Be prepared. Now, given that information, we've got another satellite up in space. During the past month, NASA launched a spacecraft out into space to monitor the sun. We talk a lot about solar flares and how they make earthquakes, how they propagate earthquakes here on the Earth. This piece of equipment that the NASA launched 8 months ago is going to help monitor the sun. A major milestone has been reached. Solar One is what they call it. Solar One is the first U.S. satellite designed exclusively for continuous space weather observations. Space weather observations, okay? Its orbital location is 1 million miles from the Earth. 1 million miles between Earth and the Sun, and it's going to be monitoring the Sun and telling its home planet what's actually going on. This satellite is an advanced readiness project. This satellite's in an advanced readiness project. It strengthens this nation's and the world's ability to safeguard systems that can be disrupted by solar weather, by space weather, including the bulk of the electrical system around the Earth. Satellites, aviation, precision GPS, national security operations, space flight, and some communications and more. This satellite's going to help us protect all of that and more. What observations can be provided via this satellite? Constant stream of solar wind measurements. Constant stream of solar wind measurements. Magnetic field information. Magnetic field information. Suprathermal ion observations. Suprathermal ion observations. What good is that going to do? Plasma radiation heats up the Earth, doesn't it? This satellite will be able to detect when a large amount of plasma radiation is en route to the Earth and will give us a good idea what we're going to be hit with. Okay? It's also going to give us a good idea what's going to happen with the auroras around the Earth, the magnetosphere around the Earth. Okay? Now, in the early part of this program, we talked about earthquakes around the globe. We've got more earthquakes that have hit, guys. We have more earthquakes that have hit. I want to bring up the USGS map one more time here. This time, I'm going over to the Atlantic Ocean. I'm going to move over here to the Atlantic Ocean. This is the South Pacific, south of the Philippines. Okay? Last night, we talked about a lot of earthquakes. There are large earthquakes down here in the South Sandwich Islands here, southeast of South America. I told you at that time, those 5 large earthquakes that were down here in the South Sandwich Islands would move over here into the mid-Atlantic Ocean. They're going to move in here to the mid-Atlantic Ocean. And in fact, here in the South Mid-Atlantic here, we have the first of the large earthquakes. We have the first of the large 5.0 earthquakes. This is a 5.0 here in the South Mid-Atlantic. We've got 4 other 5.0 and larger earthquakes that are going to happen. Again, this energy is going to go through the South Mid-Atlantic, move up through the Mid-Atlantic Ocean here, go further north up here even to Iceland, and further north up here into the North Sea. What have I said before? The Mid-Atlantic plate is expanding. The Mid-Atlantic plate is expanding, guys. Why is that? What's actually going on? The Mid-Atlantic plate is expanding, okay? The Mid-Atlantic plate in its expansion is pushing Africa and Europe in an easterly direction. It's pushing Africa and Europe in an easterly direction. On the same token, it's also pushing Greenland, North America, Canada, the United States, Mexico, Central America, even South America, in the southwesterly direction. The Mid-Atlantic plate. These large earthquakes on the Mid-Atlantic plate are also going to contribute to that expansion. Now, something you may not even know about. I want to touch on this right now. What's going to happen as this expansion continues? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, guys. Let me tell you what's going to happen. As this seismic energy moves into the Atlantic Ocean, it's going to continue. It's going to continue here, guys. As that happens, the plate's going to open up further and further. When that happens, what's going to happen? We have magma going down from the South Pacific, up from the South Pacific to all the volcanoes worldwide. All the volcanoes worldwide. That magma is flowing underneath the Atlantic Ocean. The magma is also going to flow into that mid-Atlantic fault area. That fault is already expanding. It's opening up. The magma is going to flow into that fault area at some point in time. It's going to infiltrate that fault. We may see more islands here in the Atlantic Ocean in times to come. I don't know whether it's going to be in my lifetime or yours, but we're going to see more earthquakes. We're going to see more magma flowing underneath the plates into the open expanse of the mid-Atlantic fault. We may see magma moving up into the fault and forming more islands here in the Atlantic Ocean. I'm just saying, that's a process. That's the honest process of what's going on here. I want to put that out because this is truth. This is truth. Okay? You need to be aware of it. You need to be further aware of it. Be prepared. Be prepared, guys. This expansion of the plate is not over. It's not over. Look at all these other earthquakes as well. Side by side here. 5.0 earthquake here. 5.0 earthquake here. 4.7 earthquake here. 5.3 earthquake here. 5.0 earthquake here. 5.0 earthquake here. The mid-Atlantic fault is expanding here. That mid-Atlantic fault is expanding here. Okay? Yes, we've had an X-class 1 flare earlier this week from the sun. Today we've had nothing really coming from the sun whatsoever. That can change. Right now we have no sunspots on the sun that are firing at the earth at all. Nothing earth facing at all. That can change. That can change at the drop of a hat. Now Arnold's here in the chat. I'm going to give him some kudos here. Presently, the United States military is over here in the Persian Gulf here. We've got 3 aircraft carriers here. 1 aircraft carrier over here in the Indian Ocean, 2 aircraft carriers here in the Persian Gulf, along with their extended fleet operations. Anytime an aircraft goes out, the aircraft carrier also brings forth a bunch of fleet operations. A typical aircraft carrier will have anywhere from 9 to 11 other ships accompanying it. We've attacked Iran significantly. Last night, we told you that the other Arab nations are also attacking Iran as well. Iran thought during the ceasefire that they could get away with murder. They launched whatever attacks that they could against other Arab nations, including Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Oman, and other places. Now those nations have also risen up and said, no, we're not going to tolerate it anymore. They've also attacked Iran as well. They've attacked Iran significantly. We've also attacked Iran. We're continuing it. Today, we're probably going to launch into the 6th day of constant attacks of Iran. Constant and significant attacks to Iran. We also are not just accompanied by the Arab nations, but Israel's also opened up against Iran again. Guys, we're not going to put up with Iran at all. We've already taken out another Iranian leader. Another Ayatollah has bitten the dust, as we say. Been taken out by the latest bombing over in Tehran. We're not going to stop until we annihilate Iran completely. because they refused to sign a ceasefire. They totally refused to sign a ceasefire. But in doing so, during their supposed ceasefire that they had here, in their ceasefire, they've opened up on other oil carriers here in the Gulf. They've also opened up on the neighbors. The neighbors aren't going to tolerate it. So now Iran's getting opened up by its neighbors and everyone else. We're not going to stop until Iran is totally satisfied. We're totally satisfied they're not going to do it again. Till they totally surrender. They must totally surrender. Right now, going back here to the Gulf Hormuz, over here to the Strait. The Strait is closed again. Why? Because Iran is determined they're going to close it and make sure that the other nations that have their stratotankers carrying oil to other countries around the world, Iran wants to be compensated $1 million per ship. They're not going to allow anybody to go through. But as a result of that, the United States military says, oh, no, you're not. You're not going to start taking people's money again. We've closed the strait. We've completely closed the strait again. No oil is going to move until Iran completely surrenders. Over here in Iran, Bandar Abbas, United States military, accompanied by Israel and accompanied by Saudi Arabia, have attacked Bandar Abbas. We've attacked the other islands here as well. The islands that Iran has had satellites and drones coming from these islands here, attacking our ships, attacking commercial operations here as well, commercial ship operations, and attacking other countries with their drones. It's going to stop. It's going to come to a screeching halt. Guys, I have a feeling tonight's talk with President Trump in another hour, a little over an hour from now, I believe he's also going to talk about this, talk significantly about this. We're not going to permit this to happen any longer. Not at all. Not at all. This attack has to stop. These attacks in the Persian Gulf have to stop. The Strait of Hormuz at some point in time has to be opened up. Karg Island has been attacked as well. Karg Island is where they have a bunch of pumps and jacks pumping oil and gas. Now we've attacked them as well. Why? Because the Iranian Revolutionary Guard has their drone facilities and missile attacks over here on Karg Island. It's going to stop as well. Completely stop. We've annihilated Karg Island as well. It's ghost. It's ghost now. Other islands here have also been attacked as well. Other major cities here in Iran have been completely obliterated to some extent. We've tried not to be part of the citizenry of taking out citizenry here, of citizens here in Iran, but their military has been annihilated, completely annihilated. Now, up here in the mountains of Iran, up here in the mountainous region of Iran, we've gotten very heavy with bombing, very, very heavy with bombing. Why? Because we want them to stop. Over here in northern Iran, in the mountains here, they have significant nuclear facilities here, buried here in the mountains of Iran. We're going to completely annihilate them, take them out, bury those mountains completely. Nobody here is going to survive at all. Then to top all the other stuff off, not only is Israel and the United States and other Arab nations coming, guess what? The Kurds are also coming. The Kurds are also coming from the north. Look out. Look out. Now, when we first attacked Iran, we told the Kurds to slow down and stop. But the Kurds want to populate, part of being the population here. They want to help us take out Iran. So the Kurdish people are over here, the Kurdish military over here in the northern mountains of Iran. They're helping us for the time being. But at some point in time, that's also going to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. Okay? Does anybody have any questions for me? I know we've only got like 50 people watching this program, probably a lot more than that, considering that YouTube wants to tell us only 50 people watching it. I know there's probably hundreds of them. How do I know that? Because YouTube lies to us. All the information I've got from YouTube is lies. Nothing but lies. Guys, I think what President Trump is going to talk to us about in an hour, we're going to find out more about Iran. We're also going to find out what has happened here in the United States with China, guys, and our elections. President Trump is going to talk significantly about our elections as well. Be prepared for that, okay? Earlier this week, even as late as yesterday morning, United States House of Representatives sent the Save America bill to the Senate. They have two houses of government here in the United States, the House and the Senate. The House of Representatives controls the purse of government. They control the finances of government. Any bill that leaves the House of Representatives has to go to the Senate. In this case, they passed the Save America bill. They attached it to a military bill. A military bill that the U.S. House or the U.S. Senate has to pass. U.S. Senate knows it, but the Democrats don't want to pass it. But right now, the Republican conservatives of the Senate have at least 50 votes in the Senate, and together with the Vice President of the United States, Vice President Vance, with the 51st vote, we may get the 51st vote here and pass the Save America Act and pass it on to the President of the United States for his signature. We hope that happens very, very quickly. We need it. We need fairness, and we also need equality in our elections. Right now, we're not getting it because the Democrats of the government, both the House and the Senate, want to get these illegal aliens that we have here in this country, keep them here, keep them voting, to keep the Democrats in power. That's why we had so much illegal immigration during the past 6 years. It's coming to a screeching halt with President Trump. In a year and a half, President Trump has eliminated tens of thousands of people here in this country. He's eliminated tens of thousands of illegal aliens here in this country. He's going to eliminate even more and more. Every day, because of President Trump's administration, we continue to see thousands of illegal aliens taken out of this country, thousands of criminals taken out of this country. Hopefully that will continue. These Democrat communists of the United States government have to stop. The Democrat communists have to stop completely. They have to stop completely, guys. What's happened in the past cannot continue. Now, not ever. Not ever again. Now, guys, to end this program today, I end this program like I do every day with a short devotional. Today's devotional comes from Corinthians chapter 2, starting with verse 9. But it is as it is written, eye hath not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God searcheth all things, and revealeth all things. God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of God. For what man knoweth the things of man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of God knoweth no man but the Spirit of God. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of God, that we might know the things that are freely given to us by God. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth us, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Guys, let's get together with God. Let's keep getting together with God, guys. We need God in our lives. Jared, thank you for being here. We appreciate you very much. Welcome to our chat. Thank you for being here. Those people that are here for the first time, please subscribe to our program. When you subscribe to our program, there's a little bell icon right next to the subscription button. Click on that little bell icon. When you click on that bell icon, there'll be a drop-down menu of 3 items come up. Click on the word ALL, all. When you click on that all button, you're going to know that you're going to be notified when we come on the air. But get this, YouTube does not always notify everybody that we come on the air. For that, I'm telling you, we come on the air between 4 and 6 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, or even at night, we'll come on the air again when something major happens. As soon as the information becomes available, we'll be coming back on the air to tell everybody about it. We always do, always have. Whether it's a major earthquake, whether it's a major train derailment, or an oil refinery fire, or major wildfire, major rainstorm causing death and destruction, we come out on the air to tell you about it as soon as we have the information. Now, in saying that, please subscribe to our program. Please also hit that little bell icon so you get notified when they come on the air. Tell your friends and neighbors about our program. To everybody you know about our program. We need them here as well. Tell your family. Tell your family, extended family, your friends and neighbors, the people you associate with on social media, and also tell the people you work with also about our program. We try not to disable or even badmouth anybody at all. Try not to do that. We don't want to badmouth anybody at all, period. We encourage everybody to come to our program and learn. On Fridays, we talk about preparedness. Monday through Thursday, we talk about all kinds of emergencies and disasters that happen around us. We did that again today. We also talked about earthquakes. On Fridays, we talk about major events that might have happened. And then on Fridays, we also talk about emergency preparedness. Count on that. If you want to find out about emergency preparedness, go back through our programs we've had during the past 4 years we've been on the air on this particular channel. We've been on the air a total of 7+ years. We had a channel prior to this. YouTube kicked us off because we told the truth. YouTube didn't like the truth. They cut me off. I came back on there 2 days later with this challenge you see here. Anytime you see the word preparedness in the title of our programs, know this. You need to watch that program. If you're concerned about preparedness for your family or business, go to those preparedness programs and watch those programs. I promise you're going to want to see those programs. You're also going to want to see our Friday programs as well. Now, guys, we love you. We love our Savior. We talk about our Saviors as well. May God bless you. May God be with you this day and always. Arnold Smith says we've had bridges in Iran also bombed. Tons of bridges in Iran have been bombed. It's not going to stop until we stop the Muslim population in Iran from devastating Iran and the rest of the world. It's going to stop. It has to stop. We're not going to allow the Islamic population to take over the world. Not going to happen. Not now, not ever. God bless us all. Please, guys, please help us support this channel by clicking on the PayPal location you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen here. Click on those PayPal locations and send us donations to our program. Also, you can send us donations to our program through the post office. We have our post office box here, 504 Bethel Road, box 401, Morganton, North Carolina. Zip code here is 28655. To do that, send us a card or letter. Tell us how you're doing as a family. Tell us what you're doing to prepare so we can share that preparedness knowledge with everybody else. Wrap your donation, whether it's a check or cash, wrap it in the letter you send to us or inside the card you send to us. Put it in there and send it to us. We'd appreciate all support you can give us. We pay premium for our bandwidth to be able to broadcast this program. We're now paying $300 a month for our program bandwidth. We need your help. We can't continue to do this without your help. Please do that, guys. Please do that. Okay? You also see our email here, rltnspd@gmail.com. Send us your comments, your questions, ideas, what you want to see in this program, and we'll do it. If you had any concerns, send us those concerns also to us. Let's talk. Let's talk. Send us your information. We'll talk. Okay? Please do that, guys. We want to hear from you. After this program is over, YouTube puts up a comment section after this program. Please give us a thumbs up before you leave this program. Give us a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you appreciate us. When you give a comment after this program is over, give us a positive comment as well. Let YouTube know how much you appreciate us here on the program. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here, guys. We love you. Tell all your friends and neighbors, everybody about this program. And please help support this program as well. We need your help. God bless you. God be with you until we meet again. We appreciate each and every one of you being here. God bless you. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Take care, everybody. Much love. Have a good night. See you soon. Bye-bye.